there were 12,000 ships that brought 12.5 million Africans to the Americas.
Tara Roberts is an explorer in residence at National Geographic.
So my work is about bringing back into memory this part of history that I think most people don't know a lot about. We're looking at the transatlantic slave trade, which was this period between 1500 and 1900 roughly. I can tell you the names of other ships like the Mayflower or like the Titanic, but I couldn't tell you the name of a single one of those ships.
Sarah Manco is the director of photographs, artwork, and illustrations at National Geographic's headquarters in Washington, D.C. She helped develop many archival components of the new Museum of Exploration, which highlights the diverse perspectives of explorers.
They were all white guys, all, I think, relatively privileged backgrounds. And I think they had this mindset of wanting to be out in the world. It was like a single mind or a single way of thinking when you have just kind of one type of person. And that has evolved over the years. And Eliza Sidmore is one of those women who's sort of legendary here. She was our first one of our first international correspondents. She was, I think, the first female board member. She was an early contributor to the magazine, wrote a lot of articles on her life in Japan. And what she did was she really paved the way for a lot of women to come in after her and to be sort of a central part of the National Geographic Society.
And I wanted to be an adventurer when I was growing up. But after a while, I read all these books, saw these characters, like none of them ever looked like me. So I began to think I couldn't have that sort of life. I couldn't have a life of adventure. I didn't see people like me who were doing that. I went to a museum. It was the National Museum of African American History and Culture. And it was there that I saw a picture that literally changed the trajectory of my life. It was a picture of a group of primarily Black women in wetsuits on a boat. And I'd never seen a picture of Black women in wetsuits on a boat before. And I find out that they're part of this group called Diving with a Purpose. What they do is search for and help document slave shipwrecks around the world. Like, I'm less curious about how people died on those ships. I'm more curious about how they lived, about what their stories were. And I don't know if that would be the same question that someone else might ask. So I think what you get from a diversity of perspectives is a diversity of questions, which then gives you a diversity of answers, which then builds a far more complex picture of the past.
It's very important to show where we've been, where we are now, and then also to encourage visitors to think in the future, okay, where else can we go? How can we continue to move forward? Exploration is never done. We're still not done learning about our planet, understanding our planet. Common thread I see amongst explorers, whether they're from 1888 or 2026, is that everybody is curious. Everyone's endlessly curious. They want to learn more. They want to know more. They're asking questions. And I think that is the thing that keeps us moving and keeps us going forward, is we just want to learn and know more.
So what I hope is that when people see my story, or they see stories of other explorers in the museum, in the magazine, they read about us, like, I hope it sparks something inside of them to say, aha, if they can do it, I can do it too.
From PBS News Student Reporting Labs, I'm Brennan Lang in Washington, D.C.